रोहते सायकैर्विद्धं वनं परशुना हतं वाचा दुरुक्तं बीभत्सन्न संरोहति वाक्क्षतम्.
Today we sit with a single verse from the Mahabharata, from the council of Vidura, and we let it work on us slowly, the way deep truths must. Listen to it first in the original Sanskrit. Rohate sayakair viddham, vanam parashuna hatam, vacha duruktam bibhatsam, na samrohati vaak-kshatam. A forest pierced by arrows, even a forest cut down by the axe, grows back. But the wound made by cruel, ill-spoken words, the wound of speech, that wound never heals. Let us open the words one by one. Rohate comes from the root ruh, which means to grow, to sprout, to rise. It is the word for what a plant does after it has been cut. It comes back. Sayakai means by arrows, and notice it is plural, many arrows. Vidham means pierced, from the root vyad, to puncture. Vanam is the forest, the green and living world. Parashuna means by the axe, the parashu, the great battle axe. And hatam from the root han means struck down, killed. So the first line stacks up the worst physical violence imaginable. A living forest shot through with arrows and felled by axes. And still, says Vidura, rohate, it grows back. Now the second line. Vacha means by speech, from the root vach, to speak. Duruktam is a badly spoken thing. Dus meaning wrong, and uktam meaning spoken, the word that should never have left the mouth. Bibhatsam is a remarkable word. It literally means that which seeks to torment, the vile, the repulsive, the deliberately cruel. And then the key phrase, na samrohati, it does not grow back together. Samrohana is actually the old medical term for a wound knitting itself closed. And vaak-kshatam, the wound made by speech. Vidura has invented in one compound a clinical category, the speech wound. And his diagnosis is that it is the one wound that never closes. Where does this verse come from? From the Udyoga Parva of the Mahabharata, in a section called the Prajaagara Parva, the book of sleeplessness. War is coming. The blind king Dhritarashtra cannot sleep because he knows his son Duryodhana's frauds and insults have pushed the Pandavas to the edge of war. In the middle of the night, he calls for his wise half-brother Vidura, and Vidura's answers, spoken through that long night, became famous as the Vidura Niti, one of the greatest teachings on practical wisdom ever spoken. And here is the piercing irony. Vidura is telling the king that words caused this war. Draupadi's mocking laughter when Duryodhana fell, the taunt about the blind son of a blind father, Karna calling Draupadi a shameless woman before the whole court. These insults were never forgotten, never healed, and they hardened into a war that would kill millions. The arrows of Kurukshetra came later. The words came first. Now, what is the deeper teaching? Why does the body heal and the heart not? Because the body lives in the present. A physical wound is struck once and then time closes it. But a cruel word is lodged in memory and memory replays. Every time the insult is remembered, the wound is struck again. It is fresh each time. That is why it never closes. Not because it is deeper, but because it is repeated inside us, sometimes for a lifetime. And notice what the cruel word actually reveals. When someone speaks to wound us, aiming at our birth, our body, our failures, our shame, we learn in that instant what they truly thought of us. And that knowledge cannot be unknown. This is why the tradition treats speech as sacred. Vaak, speech, is a goddess in the Vedas. The power that can bless, teach, and console is the same power that can inflict the one injury nature cannot repair. Modern science remarkably agrees with Vidura. Brain imaging studies show that social pain, rejection, humiliation lights up the same regions of the brain as physical pain. And researchers note one difference. You cannot truly relive the pain of an old broken bone, but you can relive an old humiliation at full intensity decades later. Psychologists have also found that negative words weigh several times more than positive ones, and that contempt in a marriage predicts its collapse better than almost anything else. The Tamil sage Thiruvalluvar said the same thing 15 centuries ago. The burn from fire heals within, but the scar seared by the tongue never heals. And the old rhyme, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, is exactly backwards. Bones mend, words remain. So, how do we live this? Let me leave you with 3 questions and 1 practice. First, what sentence spoken to you years ago can you still quote word for word today? You have forgotten every fever of that year, but not those words. That is what your words are doing inside other people right now. Second, in your sharpest moment of anger, what did you say that was aimed at someone's most tender place? And have you assumed it healed just because you stopped thinking about it? Third, when you are about to be brutally honest, ask which you are really serving, the honesty or the brutality. And the practice is simple. For the next 7 days, when anger rises and words are about to fly, take 3 full breaths. In that small gap, ask 3 questions. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If it fails the third question, rewrite it before you release it. And if a message was written in anger, let it sit for a full day before sending. The arrow you do not release needs no healing. Rohate sayakair viddam, vanam parshuna hatam. Vacha duruktam bibhatsam, na samrohati vaak-kshatam. The forest grows back, the word does not. So let your speech be rain for the forests around you, and never the axe.
रोहते सायकैर्विद्धं वनं परशुना हतं वाचा दुरुक्तं बीभत्सन्न संरोहति वाक्क्षतम्